Okay, good morning everyone. Morning. Hi. Okay, so thank you for being here today. After today's session, this is what I aim for you to go back with, to have understanding of ESG storytelling fundamentals, learn how to recognize and use ESG metrics as story material, to be able to apply the 4 steps in ESG storytelling. You will also be able to evaluate ESG stories critically and hopefully be able to craft and present ESG stories. So, welcome to Storytelling for ESG, where you turn metrics into meaning. So, if you don't know me yet, I'm Cecelia Alphonsus, your trainer for today. I was a journalist before and also a PR person, and right now I'm doing communications in sustainability, where telling ESG stories is pretty much what I do every day. I'm also an animal lover. I love traveling and also a foodie. So does anybody have any questions about me, for me? No? Okay, then we're going to go into the next segment where I'm going to get to know what's your story. So to facilitate this session, we're going to play some cards. Okay? So who wants to start first?
I'll start first.
You'll start first. Right. So I'm going to give you a card. There will be a question behind the card. So read it out and give us your answer. What's your name?
My name is Vivek.
Where are you from, Vivek?
I'm from KL. I'm staying near Pudu.
What do you do?
I'm an assistant trainer.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you do anything else?
I'm studying, completing my law degree right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Vivek, thank you for being brave enough to go first. Let's pick a card. What does your card say? Okay. What's the first concert you ever went to?
I've never been to a concert.
How is that possible?
Why is that's not possible?
I've never met anyone who's never been to a concert.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Vivek. And what's your name?
Hi, my name is Darren.
Darren, where are you from, Darren?
I'm from
Puchong.
Puchong.
Okay. What do you do, Darren?
Me, I'm doing airport transfer
Okay.
for transportation and also for tour groups.
Nice.
That I do now.
All right.
Currently.
So guys, if you want to do any tours, arrange tour groups, look for Darren. Okay, Darren, pick a card.
So scary.
Do you want to read it out? Okay. Ooh. Who's the worst boss you've ever had and why?
One was
The worst.
worst. Worst. Probably in my time when I was working for the engineering company, which I had a manager who was purely finding credit for himself but did not do his work.
Anyone else have experienced bosses like that? Yeah? I think we all have. Yeah. So that was the absolute worst that you have had.
That was the ultimate worst. Yeah.
Okay. And what's your name, madam?
I'm Joanna.
And where are you from, Joanna?
I'm from KL.
And what do you do?
I work in communications as well.
Interesting. Fun job.
It is quite fun, but ESG is quite new, storytelling in ESG.
So what area of communications are you familiar
A
with?
lot more to get towards the capital markets.
Okay.
Yeah, very corporate and business centric. So ESG is very relevant. Perhaps not. I don't have clients in the industry, but even my capital markets clients will have to learn how to tell their ESG story. So
Yep, that's good. So your turn.
What is the first music you bought? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It was probably in the 90s. So one of those like mix CDs. The like top 20 hits.
Okay. Right.
Not really like albums, but I did have like the cassette tapes of like Poetic Emo, Backstreet Boys, Spice Girls.
If I share, do you want to know what's the first album that I bought? It's
What?
not even CD. It was a cassette.
Mine too.
Debbie Gibson.
Who's that?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Cool.
Who's Debbie?
My friend was not a cassette, it was a big one to slot in.
Wow. Vivek, what about you? I know you haven't gone to concerts, but do you remember?
The first thing I bought was Limp Bizkit and Eminem, Slim Shady. This was in 2002. It was CD. Yeah.
So you guys brave enough to go for another round?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, let's go. Vivek.
Susah lah.
What's something you did as a child that your parents still retell the story about?
So basically, having tea time at home is a culture for my family.
Okay.
Used to. I don't do that anymore, but they still do back home in Penang. So what happened was, I don't know what was my brain actually what was I going through that time. So basically everybody's having tea, and they dip the biscuit and then they, so they have the big tin with a lot of biscuit in it, and everybody was like struggling to take and dip one by one. And dip biscuit. I said, why you guys are really like working so much for it? So I took a big jug of tea, I pour inside the
Oh my god.
and it makes it easier for them to eat.
Oh my goodness.
How old were you?
I think 7 or 8 something.
That's a bit crazy.
Very effective though.
Like, why everybody's taking one by one? Nah lah.
So it's interesting. It shows the way that you think. So actually I like this question. Darren, would you like to answer this as well?
You may want to repeat the question.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the word?
Okay. What's something you did as a child that your parents still retell to today?
Have to be careful what I think. Probably one of it was jumping from a bridge, not knowing to swim, and just jump as high as 2 stories in Pahang. The distance was actually about 2 stories high into the Pahang River, and don't know how to swim.
Did you have like a death wish, Darren?
I never thought about that.
How old were you?
I think
13.
13. Yeah.
Be naughty lah.
Very, very daring.
So what happened?
So automatically just learn how to swim.
Anybody save you or something?
No. And never knew how deep it was.
That's wild.
So after that, did it again. And again.
Amazing.
Is that how you learn to swim?
Yeah.
Joanna, would you like to try this question?
I have too many stories that my parents love to tell from when I was a kid.
Anything that can top these two guys?
Yeah. Not top that. It's not like wild like you guys, but mine's just kind of funny because it's weird.
Share it, please.
they love to repeat stories about how when I was a kid in probably primary school, I had a husband.
Sorry?
I had a husband.
I love that.
His name was Sifat and he was a gangster.
Sifat.
And we had 3 sons and all the sons also became gangster and then they all got killed by the police. Basically I murdered them because they are imaginary, right? Yeah, and they all got killed by the police because they were, I guess, bad gangsters and bad at being gangsters. And then I had a second husband.
Wow.
His name was Connie. Yeah. I was a very imaginative child. I watched a lot of, I guess, Chinese dramas. I don't know.
How did the first husband die?
Police killed him
Okay.
and all the sons because they were very bad. Yeah, so all these stories were repeated, including at my wedding to my actual real life husband and all my in-laws, someone who never met me before.
So Vivek would be your third husband now?
That we know of.
That we know of, yeah. I want to do one more round, but we shall go to another category because you guys are very, very interesting. So, Vivek, pick one.
What category is this?
It's random. No, it's aspirational. Ooh. If you could change one thing about the way you were raised, Vivek, what would you change?
Probably I would have expected them to be more strict on me. I was pampered.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have take things more seriously, I suppose. Like don't take everything for granted, take things easily. Yeah.
So you wish your parents were more like disciplined.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have worked?
Well, the world taught me that. Of course, my parents would have. They were more strict.
Maybe you've learned more by the world teaching you that.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Taryn, pick one.
Feels like this. Oh no, not so small.
Okay. Ooh. If you could eat only one meal every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Burgers.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing else.
What's your favorite burger?
Burger.
Or like the best burger you
Yeah.
ever had in your life?
The best was actually at the Yellow Brick Road there.
Okay.
Oh, the burger was awesome.
Interesting.
And another street burger in Tamadun, Dr. Ismail. Oh, homemade patty.
The old uncle, the bald one.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
really? It's quite popular.
I haven't tried that.
Smash burgers. Oh, messy but nice.
Yes.
Yeah. But very, very huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Joanna. I know it's all stuck. Yeah.
Oh, if you could instantly be an expert in a subject, what would it be? Wow, that's a hard one. I would love to be an expert in anything and everything.
You gotta choose.
If I have to choose, oh, I know. What?
Anti-gangster.
No, I would love to be an expert in investment. Because then I can invest and make a lot of money because life is very hard for this generation.
Yes, it is. Very good. Thank you. A lot of interesting stories.
Maybe you can pick one card and tell
Yeah,
us.
why don't you pick a card and tell us the story?
Okay. Let's see. What opportunity for love or money have you given up? Do you regret it now? Wow. Okay. it was an opportunity for money. I had a very good opportunity to work in Singapore in a good company when I was much younger. But I gave it up because at that time I hadn't learned how to make boundaries, how to create boundaries. So I was very reactive to whatever my mom was feeling. So my mom is very, 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 very protective. So the thought of me working in another country was something that was too much for her. And on hindsight, with the tools that I have now, especially from NLP, I've learned how to create boundaries. I've learned to put myself first and manage other people. So that is one thing which I regret, but I also do believe that where you are, what you have experienced, the path that you have chosen, eventually brings you to where you need to be. Yep. Any more? Do we want me to pick another card, or can we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I would like to know how much of ESG do you know? What's your perception of it, if you have any?
Well, I think I understand enough of it. I've done a couple of online courses, mostly because, business, so you need to know what they're talking about. I know that I went through what are all the
materialities
under each of the E, S, and G, and I can probably name some, but I don't remember all of them. To be real, because I don't work with it on a daily basis.
Did you do the GRI?
No, I did a couple on Udemy. So there was one that was specifically ESG focused, and then the other was a broader sustainability focus, because they're not the same thing, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, anybody else would like to chime in?
Can you tell us what is ESG about?
Yes, I will be sharing later.
To summarize.
Okay, so ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance metrics. So metrics are measurements. So like public listed companies, they would have their annual report. So like now, in these past few years, reporting on your ESG metrics has become mandatory. You have to produce a sustainability report to show what are your ESG metrics.
Why I ask you this is because in my previous work environment, we did not have any experience in ESG.
Okay, and where was that?
Whether it was from MAS or even in the oil and gas industry, or even to say most businesses that in the previous time.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I asked that.
Okay, cool. So when did you start having some idea of what ESG is?
Some idea. Actually, to say that in short is I have not encountered this at all.
Okay, in what you do.
Yeah, so that's why
Okay. What about you, Vivek?
They applied this almost near to when I was leaving my last company in finance for the environmental governance, something. I'm same like him. I have not much knowledge about it.
Okay. Okay. So, as you both have also described, there is a lot of communication problems in the whole ESG field, okay, because it is metrics, it is data. So they throw a lot of data in reports, in articles, but people don't understand it. People like you, me, who are not in that field, when we read articles in the paper, it's just data. And there's we don't understand it, and because we don't understand something, we also become very skeptical about things, right? So if you have not seen what a ESG or an environmental report looks like, I'm gonna share it with you now, which hopefully you will be able to understand a little bit better on what it is. I'm gonna play you a video. Daniel, I can. Yeah. It was on duplicate. Okay. Thanks. So what did you think of that? What did you think of that video? I know it was fast. Yeah? You saw a lot of numbers, right? But did you get any meaning from that?
It shows the connections between the people, the company, the energy.
Yeah, it just shows connections, right? So that is the problem, and why storytelling for ESG has become something that is needed, because you have a lot of data, but what does that data mean? You cannot really understand, okay? So these are the kind of ESG metrics that companies publish in their environmental data, in their articles. You know, like for environmental, they will tell you scope 1 and 2 greenhouse gas emissions, so such and such. Our lost time injury frequency rate is how many percent? How many percent of our executives' pay is linked to ESG targets? They just throw these kind of metrics into their reports. But what does it mean? What does it mean for people? What does it mean for the company? How would investors make that connection, whether that company is doing something that is right or wrong? It's hard from just the data. So hence why storytelling for ESG matters, because it helps people understand business decisions. It also shows the progress of a company and not just their promises. Okay, we all know what empty promises are like and it also builds trust internally within the people that work in the company and externally. Okay, so that's why ESG stories matter.
Question.
Sure.
What is there any parameters for that?
Parameters like how?
The data that you have when you generate all that from the company, is there any existing parameters?
So technically, what a company should do is that when they start publishing their metrics for data, they need to have a baseline. So they start with a baseline on their ESG metrics. So ESG metrics, things like your electricity consumption, how much of renewable energy you use, your water efficiency, for social, things like your staff turnover, your safety record, and then for like governance, audits, you know, how many audits you've passed, failed, what is the percentage of independent directors in your company. So those are the metrics that companies would normally use and should use to produce their data. So the first year, they will have their baseline for those areas. Then they measure the next year and it goes on from that way. Does that answer your question?
Who is the watchdog for this? Is it something that needs to be applied by every company? Legally we are speaking, or?
Okay, good question, Vivek. So, like from my experience from where I work, palm oil, so we have bodies like RSPO, which is the Roundtable for Sustainable Palm Oil. It's a global body. And like we produce our palm oil in Indonesia. So we have the ISPO, which is the Indonesian Sustainable Palm Oil. Its counterpart is MSPO. Any guesses for what MSPO stands for? Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil. Yeah. So these are the bodies that we do audits with. So for a palm oil company, these would be the watchdogs. Right. Yeah. So then you have others like ISO or halal, but the main ones are RSPO and ISPO.
It goes according to the industry.
Goes according to the industry. So the company would be faced with, they basically are doing audits the whole year round. So every audit, when the external auditors come in, at the end of the audit, they will give their findings. So if you have, so mostly generally it's like a major finding and a minor finding. So if you have a repeated major finding, then your company can be shut down. You can be suspended. So, for example, if say year one of the surveillance audits, they come in and then there's a major finding in social, like the housing that you have prepared for your workers is not up to par. That's a major finding. Then next year when they come and they do the audit again and they find the same thing that is wrong from the previous year, that's it, you are cooked.
There's a one-time buffer?
So after you've got your major finding, there's usually a 3-month buffer where you need to show the auditing body that you have taken steps to counter this. Okay, so they can either accept your steps or they can say, no, we don't think that you are doing enough, you're not prepared enough, and then they can suspend you. So it's called a corrective action request. It's not so much of a request because you need to do it. Yeah. So audits really take up the bulk of time for like palm oil, rubber, cocoa, these kind of industries, mining, right? Yeah. So in all those kind of industries, palm oil is very, very regulated. It is the most regulated compared to other agricultural industries. Yeah. Any other questions?
What happens if they exceed the time of the buffer?
Habis.
Example, it can shut down.
Yes.
Be suspended or
You can be suspended. So like palm oil companies, like a big palm oil company, they would have smaller plantation companies. So the audit is on the plantation company. So if there's a major finding, it's not been resolved, then if they are suspended, it is that subsidiary plantation company that is suspended, not the whole group. But it can affect. So if those companies that are public listed, it affects share prices. So like recently in the news, we had this company called Wilmar. Wilmar is a Singapore-based company. They had some hanky-panky going on with the sale of vegetable oil in Indonesia. You know, so although the division that was involved in that has been suspended, but the company as a whole still goes on trading and stuff. Okay. So one of the main reasons why ESG stories, when people attempt to talk about ESG stories, why it fails is that it's too technical, there's too much of numbers, too many metrics, and there's no clear outcome. So this is why ESG stories, fail. All good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So ESG metrics is basically raw material, as what we described earlier. It's raw material that is raw data that is connected to environmental, social, and governance issues. So when does a metric become a story? When does data become a story? When it is able to show a change over time. Okay, last year we were like this. This year, this is what's happening this year. Is it linked to a decision? Was that change linked to a decision that you can clearly state? So we were like this before, then one of our sustainability heads decided, okay, this cannot go on. We are now going to change what we do. So a decision has been made. Then does it have a business or a social meaning? So meaning there are two things when you do the ESG actually, you do this is mainly for investors. It's for investors, it's for lenders when you are applying for loans. Banks are the ones that will ask for your ESG metrics. Banks are the ones that are interested in your ESG stories because they need to see your progress, right? And is there a social meaning? So the social meaning is for the people out there. So like in my industry, palm oil has a very bad connotation, So ESG stories is one way which we can counter that perception to show, okay, this is how it actually is. This is what we are doing. This is the impact that we have created. I'll show you examples a little later on. Any questions at this point? So what are the metrics that work well in stories? Because trust me, there is a whole lot of data, like that short example that I showed you earlier, right? So the ones that really sell a story are emissions intensity, how much of carbon emissions that the greenhouse gases and things like that. Injury rates, they want to know how many people have died, what kind of your safety measures, right? Your water use per unit. Are you happily using water? Are you conserving water? And your audit closure rates. So a lot of companies fail their audits. So basically, these are the four that will generally sell your ESG story if you write it well. Okay, that's a lot of information. So, want a quick exercise? Can you identify whether it's an environmental thing, a social thing, or a governance thing? Okay, first one. Chemical firm fined millions after toxic spill contaminates local river. Okay, very good. Okay, board criticized for lack of independence and weak oversight. Correct? Okay. Company praised for improving wages and reducing staff turnover. Energy company invests in renewable power to reduce emissions risk. Cool. Factory faces backlash over unsafe working conditions after worker deaths. Social. Correct. Yeah. Firm removed from sustainability index following governance scandal.
Very hard.
The last one is actually everything. It's environmental, sustainability, it's social, because it affects the firm. So if it affects the firm, it affects the people working in the firm. So it's social. And governance, it's clearly stated there, it's a governance scandal. Right? So you can have, it's not always straightforward whether it's an environmental thing or a social thing. Many are, it overlaps. They're cross-cutting the ESG pillars. Very good. Give your hands, give you all a round of applause. So excited. Yes?
The last one's a trick question.
Oh, you spotted that, Joanna. Very good. Okay. Now, before we go into the heart of it all, anybody need a bathroom break, a coffee break, a food break? Bathroom, anyone? Okay, give you 5 minutes. Cool. Okay. So everyone's ready? Cool. All right. So this is actually the heart of why we are here today, which is to know and understand the framework that you use in telling ESG stories. Okay. So basically, it's 4 steps, right? Find the tension, meaning what is the issue or risk. Decision, what has changed. metric, what are the metrics that have moved, and the meaning, why it matters. So we'll go into each one a bit more in depth now. Okay. Step 1, the tension. What problem existed? What risk or pressure was present? So I would like to share with you how this applies to things that I've done where I work. So the biggest problem that we were facing was in safety, right? So to give you a visual, we have plantations in central Kalimantan and in Papua. And in central Kalimantan, the plantations are not all on very nice flat land, right? We have plantations that are on very hilly areas. So why is that a problem? Because when it's a hilly area, the terrace for the harvester to stand on is very narrow. That's one big challenge, right? So there are a couple of plantations that we had where, 2 plantations where it was always a lot of safety injury from these 2 plantations. Our injury rate and death rate was very, very high. Death as well, right? So it was death from accidents, like they're not taking care of they weren't taking the necessary procedure, like when it rains. Okay, so like the harvester machine, right? Instead of using the designated track, they take shortcuts. And then in the end, the machine tumbles, people fall off, people get rolled over, people die. So we were having issues like that, right? We were having issues where when they're holding the machete, no, they call it the sickle, right? To bring down the fresh fruit bunches. They don't wear the necessary PPE. So no gloves, and then the thing slips from their hand. They slice off their limbs, they slice off their fingers. Those are the kind of issues in central Kalimantan. Then in Papua is a different ballgame. Papua, if you are not aware, is very near Australia. So it's like northern Australia where Darwin is. You just swim across the sea there, and then you get to Papua. So Papua is divided into 2. You have Papua New Guinea. The island is just like this. Papua New Guinea is under Australia, and then the Papua is under Indonesia. So our plantation is obviously in the Indonesia part. Snakes. All the wonderful snakes that you have in Australia, you find them in Papua as well. No idea.
The Australians take everything.
Yeah. Maybe before, that landmass was connected to Australia, I don't know. But you have extremely, extremely venomous snakes in Papua, right? Like the death adder. There's a brown snake there that is extremely venomous. So we've had people die from snake bites for reasons like, they didn't wear the glove when they are poking through dried leaves, and then okay. Then after you get bitten, maybe there's no antivenom. So for some snakes, you cannot use other antivenom. Like the black adder, you need the black adder antivenom, and it is freakishly expensive, 1 vial of it. Okay, so we had issues like this spread out. Every month we'll have, when we do the meetings, it's like 50 injuries in a month, sometimes 65, some really major, 2 or 3 major in a month. So this,
So I have a question.
sure.
I just want to know how this will be seen from your company's perspective.
Exactly. So there was a huge risk which the company was very aware of, because we are an RSPO certified company. Not all our plantations are RSPO certified, but the majority are. So if you're RSPO certified, you are going to be audited, right? And part of your audit is your safety record. So we needed to take steps, right? Because if our safety numbers don't come down, we were at risk of being suspended. So that was a big risk, big pressure. The board of directors, the exco, they were all, that was the only thing. Every day, that was the only thing that they were calling for these numbers for the day. So it was a time that was a lot of tension during that time. So what changed? What changed was our head of sustainability, he came in and he said, okay, this cannot go on. We need to change our OHS, our occupational health and safety way that it was going on. So what we found was we had the OHS committees in each of the plantations. But guess what? They weren't meeting.
They were meeting.
They weren't meeting. They weren't having their monthly meetings.
What did they do?
It was just, do you have an OHS committee? Yes, we do. These are the people in the OHS committee. And then, they were just like saying, every month when they need to send a report, yeah, everything is hunky-dory. Everything is going on as per usual. But the head of sustainability looked into it and saw that the OHS committees were not meeting.
Yeah, wouldn't you need to have like meeting minutes and stuff?
Apparently all those got lost as well.
How can that happen? No way.
So in the agricultural,
Maybe there's a flood.
see, agriculture, especially palm oil, is so different compared to corporates. Okay, the way things are run in corporates is so different, because each plantation is in a godforsaken place. And plantation A may not even have working computers. Record keeping in plantation B is non-existent. So that kind of disparity was all over. So before all these things like RSPO and when palm oil became under the microscope, the planters were only interested in making sure that the palm oil was planted, harvested on time, and sent out. Their biggest problem was insects. Worker injured, okay, go to the clinic, tie up the wounds, start work the next day. But when ESG became something that was very crucial, especially with the EUDR, the European Union Deforestation Regulation. So basically, in a nutshell, the EU, they decided that they are only going to buy palm oil that meets their deforestation regulations. So to do that, there's a lot of things that the company needs to comply with and be able to prove and show. And one of the things is with the audits, the RSP audit, ISPO audit. So only then they started taking like, okay, we need to look at this seriously, right? So this is an example of what changed when the head of sustainability, together with the general managers, decided that our safety needed an improvement plan, right? So they came up with this 7-point safety improvement plan. So making sure that the OHS committees are established properly and that they are active. There was well defined who the person in charge is, who is the supporting departments, everything defined. So we also make sure that the general managers of each company takes responsibility for the investigation report. Timing for the investigation reports to be sent out also was determined, that it's done within 24 hours, 48 hours, so that corrective measures could be taken. Training for the workers, harvesters, improving infrastructure, SOP, implementing new SOPs. So this was the 7-point plan that changed the safety in the company, right? So how much did it move? So like what I shared with you earlier, we were having like more than 50, 60 incidents a month in one estate, one plantation. We have 13 plantations. So across, can you imagine how many incidents were happening? So, but after we implemented that 7-point plan, within a year, it reduced by more than half. So sometimes when we look at the monthly safety incident report, it's like for one pete is a plantation, only 5. So like from 50, 60 to only 5 incidents, it was a great change in just 1 year. So step 4, the meaning. Why did this change matter? First of all, to the business, it meant that for any audit, it shows that we saw that there was a problem. We made a decision to change. We implemented that change, and we are able to show that there has been tremendous improvement. For me, the most important thing is the people that work for us, the harvesters, the collectors. They have been properly trained, so that improves their safety, their awareness. Yes.
Just now you mentioned about the deforestation.
Mm-hmm.
Before they do the deforestation, right? I'm sure that you mentioned that the places are all hilly and whatnot, right? Why didn't they just flatten out the area? They can't. Why?
Because it's a hill. It's quite a high hill.
More maneuver for them. Not possible.
In some of our plantations, no, it wasn't possible because of the type of sand, land. Yeah, they did try.
Did the soil play a role in that?
Yes, the type of earth, very slippery, So if you don't have the proper PPE, it's very easy for you to slip.
Wet weather, so
Correct. The rain and stuff like that. So the change that we implemented in terms of our safety improvement plan, it impacted the whole company. It was a good thing for the business. It was a good thing for us to show in the audits. Safety for our people, and yes, for the environment as well, because as you mentioned, there were certain things in the infrastructure that we were able to change. Not everything, but certain things were able to be implemented. So this was a very short story that I wrote to share that. So when you're sharing something externally to an external audience, they don't want to see numbers. They want to see what was the issue, what changed, why it changed, and what's going to happen next. So like this, it's just a short 3-paragraph with pictures showing, workers in proper PPE, vehicles being inspected, basically showing that yes, we are doing things right, things are getting better. In very simple, clear language, no acronyms, no jargon, things like that. These are two other examples of ESG stories. Like this one is about planting community roots. So it talks about our conservation efforts in Papua, how we are helping the community in Papua, what they are doing, what we are doing, helping them earn a different livelihood, because they were very dependent on cutting down the trees in the forest, and they were also killing a lot of endangered animals. So when you talk to them and say that you can't do this, can't do that, we need to give them substitutes. So we started helping them build nurseries, plant different types of crop, give them the seeds, taught them how to fish, got them the proper fishing equipment, and basically giving them a new livelihood. That one talking about how we protect species in where our plantation is. This is an example of one of our plantations. All around here, those trees are actually, we conserve that forest. So it's not cleared. We don't turn it into plantation, right? Because in this jungle here, we have this fella there and his friends. Okay, he's the Bornean white bearded gibbon. So it's an endangered species, and we conserve that forest for him. So when I was in this place here in Kalimantan, every morning you can hear them singing to each other. You know, so when I write stories like this and share it with our stakeholders, so it makes what we do easier to understand because it shows the impact. So this is an example of what an ESG story can look like. There are many ways. And this is what we are here today to learn. Okay. So this is a template that you can use and be guided on how to write your ESG stories, right? So the first thing is where the context, where are we starting from? So all you need is just one sentence to set the scene for the reader. So for example, last year our business focused on improving how we operate while responding to growing expectations from customers, employees, and regulators. So what are those expectations? Those expectations are all your ESG metrics. What are you doing? So your action, you can describe 2-3 concrete actions using everyday language. For example, we reduce energy and water use in our operations, strengthen safety practices at work sites, and improved oversight through clearer policies and independent review. So you can see that in just one sentence, you've already explained your E, your S, and your G. One clear sentence. What changed, right? Evidence. You can say a lot of things, but how do we know that it worked? So like the example that I gave earlier on safety, we know the accidents reduced, right? So like this, don't use heavy numbers. It's just the trend. Emissions and resource use went down, workplace injuries low, employees gain new skills, and we raise concerns through our reporting channels. So you always have to have a grievance mechanism where people can come and tell you what is wrong, right? So I know this template looks a bit daunting at first, but it is a formula that you can use and apply to any ESG story that you want to write. Because when you have this template and you ask yourself those questions, your story kind of literally writes itself. Okay? So the last two, the impact, why does it matter? Explain the benefit, and what is next. People always want to know what is next. What are you doing for continuity or improvement? So why am I showing you this? To help you, yes. But it's also to set up for an exercise. Yay! Okay, right. So this is 4 metrics or 4 statements that you're going to work on. High emissions risk identified. So that's your attention, right? Decision to switch to fuels. That's your action. The decision that you've made, this is what you want to do. What is the evidence of your decision? Emissions reduced by 18%. And what's the impact of this? It's enabled the company access to green financing. Okay. So what I want you to do now, and you have 15 minutes for it, I want each of you to write a story following this template with the data that I have just given you there. So if you want, you can take a photo of the template. I'm waiting for the front 2 to take theirs. Done?
No, wait.
Okay. 4 and 5. Okay, so write a short statement, basically 5 lines, right, on this.
So only 5 sentences, is it? Because I was wondering if that formula that you share, what
You can-
sort of length does it apply to?
You can, the length would be according to what suits what you are writing.
To what, sorry?
It suits what you are writing. So, yeah. So, let me rephrase, at least 5 sentences. Yeah, that's the bare minimum. Bless you.
Thank you.
So, we will start the timer now. Joanna, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you've got 15 minutes starting from now. Any questions? Clear on what you need to do?
Excuse me.
Okay, cool. Good luck. All good, Joanna?
question.
Sure.
This story is meant to be for what? I'm trying to figure out the audience.
So your ESG stories are just basically for two purposes. One, it can be shared with your internal staff. So it can be something that you use for internal engagement to help inform them, to help inspire them, and to help them aspire. So that is for the purpose for internal engagement. So for internal engagement, you can go more into detail about the challenges. But from a comms background, for external audience, you would minimize the depth of what you share to an external audience on what the challenges you faced. So for an external audience, you can just summarize it without much detail on the depth and the intensity, but then show that the metrics for improvement, the trend, it's more than half, So yes, you can show the progress, but you don't show more than half, meaning from, like what I mentioned earlier, like 60 incidents in a month. It's now, because that would open up another can of worms if it's published externally. Yeah. So back to what you want, it's up to you, internal or external, but your angle would be slightly different.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Sure. Just a quick time check. You've got 5 minutes left.
I'm done.
Cool.
Thank you.
I don't even know if I'm doing it right. It's okay.
Don't worry, Vivek. We will go through it together. 3 more minutes. Are you done, Darren? Okay. Okay, time's up. Do you need a little more time, Vivek?
I'm done.
You're done.
I don't know correct, that's all.
Okay. So who wants to go first?
Mr. Vivek.
Since you volunteered, Mr. Vivek, Mr. Darren, why don't you go first?
Okay, my topic is transportation.
1 second.
Yeah.
Can you hear him, Joanna? Okay.
Okay.
Maybe stand.
Okay, my topic is transportation.
Maybe come out here so that everyone can see you. Thank you.
So my topic is transportation. Okay, so fuel is the most important commodity for transportation. Right. So what they want to have is reduce fuel emissions to EV instead of fossil fuel. Right. So when that happens, of course, the upgrading of vehicle from the conventional vehicle to the electric vehicle will be more practical for less maintenance issues and all that. And for the second sentence is to implement green technology and use eco-friendly emissions. Alright?
Okay. Okay, let's go back to the points. High emissions risk identified. Decision to switch fuels. Emissions reduced by 18%. Enable access to green financing. So apply it to this. Okay, the context. Where are we starting from? What is the sentence that sets the scene for you, for the example that you are sharing?
Where are we starting from?
Mm-hmm.
Well, since the introduction of electric vehicles in the market, so that's where the market trend is actually starting.
Do you know what year it was?
This way is back to 2021.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is giving feedback on how you build your story using this template. So your first sentence is the one that sets the scene. So it has to clearly define. Yes, so because people need to know since when, right? So from this year, our business focus on improving how we operate our vehicle. You can continue from there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then apply it to the action. What did you do? How do you know that it is working? Why does it matter? And what's next? Would you like more time to maybe redo it while we go on with others? Okay, sure. Thank you.
See, we men have trouble following.
Following?
So I'm not sure if I followed you properly. But
Okay, let's go.
Okay, Q4 of 2025, the organization decided to focus on reducing the high emission risk based on the recent report released by the regulators.
Okay.
After deep diving on the findings, we have come to a decision to switch the fuels. That experts believe this method was applied in the previous plan and it actually worked. So, Q1 of 2026 saw a high number of drop in the risk emission by 18%, which shows the task has been successfully completed. Reducing the risk rate has also contributed in giving the access to the green financing to be more applicable. This success story helped us to manage other plants as well using the same method for the year 2026. That's all. Yeah.
Very good, Vivek. One part which you could have improved on is what's next.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Clap hands lah. Okay. Let's support each other. Joanna. Come on, don't be shy.
Okay. In 2023, company XYZ identified that our operations carried a high emissions risk which could affect both our environmental outcomes and long-term business resilience. So in response, we made an intentional decision to switch to low emissions fuel sources across key parts of our operations. This transition took us slightly over a year, and led to an 18% reduction in emissions, demonstrating that the changes we implemented delivered measurable environmental benefits. Beyond reducing our carbon footprint, the shift also strengthened our risk management and operational efficiency. Importantly, our improved emissions profile has enabled access to more green financing, supporting further investment in sustainable practices and reinforcing our commitment to responsible growth going forward.
Very good, Joanna. Very good. Darren, would you like to try again?
Yeah, you can.
Yay!
You can do it.
Starting from the year of 2025, our fuel emissions dependency has to be reduced in the sense that to reduce the risk of environmental issues that we are currently having now.
Okay.
And also to lower down the cost.
Mm-hmm.
And also to have a better environment. Then from there, you have to, the outcome is to for cleaner air, less carbon emissions.
Okay, one second. So what did you all do? The action, what did you all do?
The action that we are currently doing is actually switching from conventional vehicles to electrical vehicles.
Okay.
Right?
How do you know?
They look at the examples are from actually coming from China, which they are using electric vehicles, which is really showing success stories from then on.
Okay.
And also the impact is that it is much cleaner carbon footprints that we have currently, and the trend setting is much more acceptable from the people.
Okay.
And what they look forward is to have unmanned vehicles to even further
Reduce.
all those factors involved.
Okay. Thank you, Darren. Yay. Cool. So, how did you feel doing this exercise? Was it difficult? Was it hard? Were you able to organize your thoughts according to the template?
It's more structured in the sense of showing the process and how we, explain it.
We are conveying a message through storytelling.
Yeah.
Correct. Joanna, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a pretty straightforward format. Yeah, because it all connects to each other, the purpose for everything.
Yeah. So actually, this format, if you, from a writing background, you know that you can use this format for anything. So not just for ESG. It would make, you want to give speeches, you want to give a brief to somebody, you are meeting a client, you want to give a pitch, you can adapt this format to whatever that you need to do. So it is not just a ESG thing. It can work for in any area of your life.
Like basically the guidelines.
Correct. Yeah. So as long as you ask yourself those questions on those 5 steps, you can actually create and write anything. Okay. Any questions? No. Okay. Very good, guys. Give your hell, guys. Give yourself. I think before we go on, I think we need to get our energy up a bit. Okay. So, Darren, do you have any experience in leading people in exercise routines for stretching, for energy? Any one of you here?
Not really.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's stand. Come on. Vivek, thank you for volunteering.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay.
Down, Leona. Are you doing this?
7, 8, 9, 10,
Fasting. Okay.
11. Okay. Like how? Okay. And then. Okay. Alright.
Okay, it's already too much for you all.
Yes. We're getting twisted.
Very simple, not really stressing you all out.
Right.
Nanti you go back to them and then nobody will be here. Okay, that's betul-betul lah.
right?
Five this side, five this side.
Anti-clockwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stuck.
Right. Then
Enough.
that's it.
This side
There's a
never do.
lot more. There's a lot more. You want me to do everything?
No.
Okay, go.
So, as long as you don't. Thank you, Vivek. What we need is
Not
you.
split every time. The OT needs to do both sides.
All right. So thank you, Vivek, for waking us all up. So you've learned the template, right? You've learned how to apply that template to write one paragraph. Now, what I'm going to show you is how to check yourself. The red flags, what is a bad ESG story? So it is activities with no impact, big claims, but the data is really small, right? And you talk using just feel-good language. So basically it is a lot of rah-rah, but there's nothing to back it up. There's nothing concrete, right? Good stories, it shows the issue clearly. It shows measurable progress and honest limitations. So now I want you guys to critique each other's paragraph just now, right? So now you know what to look for. A good ESG story has to have a very clear issue. There is measurable progress, and there are honest limitations. Because we want to show that yes, we have made progress, but it's still a long way to go. Or, okay. So, exchange among yourselves what you had written. Okay. So now we are going to be judged for each other. Okay. How many of you watch American Idol and stuff like that? The Voice. So didn't have time. Okay. All right. So I want you to look at what was written in front of you. This is your checkpoint for a good ESG story. And critique. Give feedback, not criticize. So a quick lesson here. How do you give feedback? Suggest how?
Say the good things, then you say the things that will help improve it.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's one method that we use, which is called the hamburger method.
Sandwich.
The sandwich. He was talking about hamburgers earlier, so hamburgers is in my head, right? Yeah. So you have the top bread, which is something good. Bottom bread, something that you can improve on. And the middle part is the meat, which is your constructive feedback. Okay? So use that method to critique each other's work. Okay? So I'll give you 5 minutes to read and digest, maybe understand each other's handwriting if needed. and then we start with our critique process. Okay? Cool. Okay, are you all ready? I know I said 5 minutes, but if you're ready, let's go.
Who's Joanna's turn to go first?
Okay, I can go first.
Whose do you have?
This.
Okay.
I think it's actually pretty well done. It followed the format given, the structure. I think it could have had coming from a corporate capital markets perspective, it could have been a bit more corporate-y in terms of the way it was communicated. Because there are certain corporate terms, especially so for example if this is for an annual report or even maybe internally, there would be certain terms that you have to utilize in this, but obviously we're not ESG experts. But I think the way that it was written kind of humanized it a little bit by using things like the success story, to show that the task had been successfully completed. So it emphasizes the positive aspects a bit more, and it makes it a bit more relatable, I think.
Okay, that's good. Very balanced feedback, and I think a very accurate one. But just touching on your point about the terminology. So the main aspect of writing an ESG story is actually to reach out to ordinary people. So I think in this context, if he was writing for an internal audience or even a general public audience, it was easy to understand. Yeah. So, but if it was a piece that you are writing for your directors or other stakeholders like lenders, bank lenders, then yes, I agree, Joanna, that the language has to be a bit more corporate-y. Okay, cool. Big hand. Cool. Well done. Vivek.
So, Darren got his things right. The objective, the impact, everything he has it. But what we can do or add is can add more details and data.
Okay.
To actually to support the facts that he's saying, what's the outcome and everything. And of course, there was no storytelling format. He had a different format, but he did the story. Can get it more structured. That's all. There's nothing much. He has his things, right? Just structure and also more details.
Okay. So, Vivek, your critique was also very spot on, and you actually brought up another point I would like to share. So, ESG storytelling doesn't actually have to be in a written format. Yes, you can actually have oral storytelling. And that is actually how storytelling started. You see, storytelling, we all get stories because in the olden days, there was no books, there was no internet. Okay, so you have the village elders sitting around at night with a fire before everybody goes to sleep, and then they tell stories about what they heard from their elders. It's all oral, it's the oral tradition. So storytelling can also be oral, so depending on the situation. So Darren's format may not have been very good for a written format, but it comes across when he presents it. So oral. So you can use it. Storytelling is not just writing. It can be oral as well. Okay. Darren, whose one do you have? Vivek. Okay. A bit louder, Darren. Yeah.
Storytelling.
Okay.
Very complicated.
Yes.
Very structured, very detailed,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows a lot of examples in a layman's term
Mm-hmm.
to understand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how to say about the red flags, but it's quite good actually.
Okay. So basically no red flags.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good job, Joanna.
I
Actually, I was gonna critique my own and say, if anything, it could have been less corporate.
Again, depending on the audience. Yeah.
I was thinking about it like if you're writing it for an annual report or something.
So it's really interesting, actually, with just the three of you. You each have actually come up with a different format in which ESG storytelling can happen and can work. So well done, you. Okay. So, any questions so far? And no, we are not stopping for lunch. No.
Is it Ramadan month?
Yeah. Okay. We shall go on. So this is just a brief example, but then all of you have actually proven that you are very good critiques and analyzers of what is a good ESG story and what is a bad one. So just to illustrate, say the topic is on climate and targets. A bad ESG story statement would be, the company announced a net zero target, but fuel use kept rising, and no one could explain the numbers. The target existed on paper, but not in operations. Okay, very sad. So, correct, it's just words. So a good one would be, the net zero target was tied to fuel efficiency and equipment changes. Emissions fell because daily operations change. So you show the change, you show the impact. Okay, let's move on. Time for you to write again.
30 seconds.
What's happening?
What now?
So just now, Darren actually inadvertently demonstrated something that we didn't come to yet, which is the oral presentation of a ESG story. So in 30 seconds, I want you guys to, each of you, to pick one issue, one decision, and show one or two metrics that show the change in that issue. Okay?
What kind of issue?
You choose. You choose. You can choose environment, you can choose social, you can choose governance. Right? Apply it to wherever that industry, whatever that you are doing now. You can use your Google, you can use whatever resources that you want, and come up with a 30-second verbal presentation.
Okay, can we make up an issue?
I don't care. As long as it's an environmental or a social or a governance issue, you can make it up. Just make sure that you are clear in what is the decision that was made to address the tension or the risk regarding that issue that you have chosen. Okay? What is the action that has been taken, and how did it change one or two metrics? Are you all clear?
Yeah.
Darren, you look a bit lost.
We're thinking what issue to choose.
Okay.
I think we have to Google a little because we might not be familiar with the industry subject matter. Even I'm searching now.
Yeah.
What is
So even though it is a 30-second ESG story, but I will give you 30 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I'm too generous. Okay, 20 minutes. 20 minutes to find your issue, structure your presentation, and then come out here and give your 30-second story to all of us. Any questions? Okay, cool. another 10 minutes. Are you good?
Yeah.
Sure, it's 30 seconds. Yeah.
Very slow.
What?
Very slowly,
Very exaggerating. Okay. It's just a tip. Use the timer on your phone to time yourself and see whether it meets 30 seconds. You still have 9 minutes to
Yeah, mine's too long. It wasn't that long
Just
though.
go at 3 paragraphs, each paragraph 10 seconds.
But whether it's actually my sentences, I think are too long and too long.
That should be cooperative.
I won't understand my writing it.
What?
I myself won't understand my writing it.
Oh, you have to exchange.
No, you would give the presentation and then you stand there and then our judges will again give you the feedback. 4 more minutes. You still have 2 minutes to reduce your pitch to 30 seconds. That's why the irony is that the shorter that you need to write something, it's very, very hard. And Joanna, being in the business, I'm sure you can relate. When clients look at something that you have done, which is 1 sentence or 2 sentences, and they say, I'm paying you that much to just come up with those 2 lines.
Scrutinize it much more as well.
Yes.
That's why I have to be cooperative. Use the bombastic words.
Okay, Vivek? All good? All right. Okay, we can proceed.
Are you setting timers for us?
Of course. You get the knowledge that you can apply in anything that you want to do in whichever area of business that you are in. Okay, let's see. So who's going to nominate who to start? Wow. Okay, everyone give Vivek a hand. Okay, Vivek, you've got 30 seconds starting now.
In April 2025, a major explosion on Petronas gas pipeline in Putra Heights caused a large blaze, destroying homes and vehicles. This incident raised serious concern about toxic air pollution and methane emission. Governance concern emerged as NGO criticized the gaps in public transparency regarding the health impact. Due to the public pressure, media and large number of NGO groups to call on the government of Malaysia and Petronas to take action soon.
30 seconds.
That was really fast.
Okay, can you? We will go on until you are able to get that concisely, accurately in 30 seconds. Okay, so good job, good try. You've set the benchmark. Oh, Joanna, next. Okay.
I'm going to speak extra fast.
Hang on. Okay, you've got 30 seconds starting from now.
Over the last 3 years, we saw a rising trend of workplace safety incidents highlighting an urgent need to strengthen our safety culture. In response, we introduced mandatory annual safety refresher training and improved reporting channels to identify risks earlier. These actions led to a 22% reduction in recordable injuries, with 96% of employees completing the training this year. As a result, we've started creating a safer working environment, reduced disruptions, and strengthened employee trust. We will continue to build on this progress by further strengthening preventative safety measures.
Okay. You just did it.
I couldn't breathe in between.
Well done, well done. So, okay.
Did you even hear the thing I said?
I did. What about, was she clear enough?
Clear.
Okay. Vivek, were you paying attention?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, come back, Joe.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, the way too fast.
So, did you see, was the format clear in her process? Yes? Did she give facts?
Yes.
Was there clear evidence?
Yes.
So, would you trust what she's saying?
Yeah.
She came across as trustworthy? Okay, cool.
But like lag before saying yes. Loading.
Cool. Okay, Darren, let's see. Yay! You've got 30 seconds starting from now.
Media platforms and e-hailing associations since 2023 have voiced out their issues from many people riding on e-hailing platforms to ensure fair and ethical sourcing standards. The fair distribution based on the real-time orders for wages ensures that every driver in the transportation service is paid a fair living wage in helping to build economic resilience in their communities and enhancing the credibility of the services rendered. And so that is the
Okay, I was not very clear on what was the issue.
The issue is actually fair wages.
Okay, the decision?
Decision is still ongoing.
So if the decision is still ongoing, then how are you going to measure the metrics that have changed?
Basically, what is happening is why it's ongoing, because the as of this year, the law has just been passed, and there is no pending, still pending, and still has not come to the conclusion of the proper fair wages. So that is the issue.
So for this exercise, that would not have been a very good example because you cannot show the before and the after. So would you like to try again on another issue where it is clear that's the issue, a decision was made, and after that decision it shows clear changes in one or two metrics. Yeah, make it up if you have to, but that is the format.
Can be the same issue still, but
Yeah.
fast forward to the
Yes, correct.
I totally goreng my entire issue, by the way.
Yes. That's what comms people do for a living. Yeah.
Not com.
Thank you,
Normally
Darren.
they'll give us at least the data lah.
Yeah. Vivek, would you like to try again? You've got a very clear example that Joanna has demonstrated. So I think Joanna is probably going to win participant of the day. Yeah. So try again.
Do you guys need help?
I want to, but I'm trying to make it right, then I'll go more.
Okay, I'll give you all 5 more minutes, and Joanna, while they are working on their stuff, we can fast forward to what we're going to do after this. So far what we have done is walk you slowly towards how to use the format, how to come up with paragraph. Now you're coming up with a 30-second verbal pitch. So all this is building up towards actually doing a full-fledged story. Okay? So there's going to be 2 exercises. One would be on the E pillar, environmental pillar, and the second exercise would be the social and the governance pillar together. All right, so while the gentlemen are working on their 30 seconds pitch, you can get a jump start for being the A-star student for today and start researching issues in E, S, and G to be the framework that you are going to use to build the full-fledged story. Okay? All right. Guys, you've got 40 seconds left. Give it one more try. See, why I'm emphasizing on this, because you might say, Celia, why are you just pushing us to do this in 30 seconds? Because if in 30 seconds you are not clear to be able to convey what you need to convey, that means you either are not sure about what you're saying. Because if you're very clear what the issue is, what has been done, what is the impact, and what you're going to do next, it's very easy to structure it into 30 seconds. And that would automatically build trust in whoever you are speaking to, because they would be able to hear the flow. Problem, this is what they decided, this is what happened, this is the impact, okay, this is where they are going next. So you don't get lost in unnecessary words. You don't get lost in unnecessary detail. It forces you to follow that path. So your thought is very logical, very structured. Okay? So, you mentioned earlier that you are studying law. This would be an extremely good exercise for you to apply in your law studies. Because when you're making an argument, if you're unable to structure your argument in 30 seconds, then you know your argument needs to be fine-tuned, to be sharper. So although our session today is storytelling for ESG, but the skills that I hope that you are learning here, you will be able to actually take it and use it in so many other ways. Okay? So now, Star Student is already working on the next assignment. Okay? So let's go, Vivek. 30 seconds.
No, I'm reading.
But I had a plan why I put her on advanced scouting and stuff. Don't worry, I've got your backs as well, okay? Not biased. I have my own agenda. All right, Vivek, try again. 30 seconds. Come. You've memorized it now?
No, I'm scared I'm going to miss a lot. I'm going to think and try to remember.
Yes, so if you have it in your head already, yep, okay. You have 30 seconds starting now.
In April 2025, gas pipeline explosion in ultra high cost public sector due to the health impact and toxic air pollutants, demanding the governance of the government to be involved to give more fair, transparent report on the cost of it, so that they will be aware. And if they have demanded,
It's okay. It's okay. Let's start again. Okay, so
no, I think I need more time.
all right.
All the information and everything.
Okay, so maybe we can help you. All right. So your issue is what? The pipeline.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what was the decision that was made regarding that pipeline explosion?
Public demanded for a fair, for a transparent investigation for the cause of it from the government, and this was their demand.
Okay, so that was their demand, but you don't need to actually say that. So the issue was this pipeline exploded. So the decision was made that an investigation needs to be carried out by the government. Okay, the action that was taken was what?
The government actually took over after the pressure from a lot of NGOs. They actually took the investigation and it's still ongoing till now.
So they are spearheading the investigation, in-depth investigation. So what is the outcome of that? What has changed? Public perception?
Yes, public perception, and there was compensation given to the victims that was affected.
Okay, and then what is the future?
Future is the NGO that was involved, they demanded more transparency in the energy safety line for the people, so they will be well aware of in future.
You have it there already. So the issue was this pipeline explosion affected hundreds of people. Okay, So the decision was made that the government needs to take strong a strong lead in this. Hence, they spearheaded the investigation themselves. Okay, and then the action that was taken was that compensation was given. Although investigation is still going on, people's perception has improved, and there is more in the pipeline where there's transparency, heightened, strengthened transparency. That is basically the flow. So if you can just write it out, sentence, 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 you will have your 30 seconds, my friend. Okay? Try again.
I need to write.
Yes, you need to write. Okay. Okay, Darren? Doesn't matter. You've got 30 seconds starting from now.
Waste management is a top priority for us. Through the new accreditation program in 2023, companies with proper accredited companies have limited single-use plastics in the product lines and established a recovery system that has diverted over 90% of the production waste from landfills compared to previous years. It's about taking responsibility for the future for full life cycles of the products.
Wow. Okay, below 30 seconds, and there's a clear structure. So how do you feel, Darren, from your first try and
Much more aware of how to structure the process,
Okay.
of what to put
okay?
in before, after, and what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well done. So now you've graduated to the next project, okay, which our A-star student is doing. Yeah. 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 So your next project is the culmination of everything that you have been studying and doing here. Okay. So what you're going to do is actually write a full. Focus on your. It's okay. I will repeat for you later. Okay. A full-fledged ESG story.
How long does it need to be?
As long as it lays the scene clearly, it shows the pressure and the risk involved. It shows the decisions that were made, the changes that were made. Because of those decisions and changes, what were the metrics that moved? Because of that metric moving, what has been the impact to the environment, to society, to the company, and how you're moving forward. Okay, so basically what you are going to be working on together as a group, okay, is to build this full-fledged story which will be included in your imaginary company's sustainability report. It would be the anchor story for your company's sustainability report, which will give an overview on your environmental progress, your social progress, your governance progress. So what I would suggest, when we start on that later, each one of you take one pillar. Yeah? Or you can work it out however that you want. Okay, so each of you will be working together on this, and then you're going to take turns presenting different parts of that whole story.
Okay, so one whole story, 3 different parts presented by us.
Yes.
So meaning the same story has to have all 3 issues?
Yes. So it is a company. A company that, and you are writing the anchor story for their sustainability report, which is going to show how their ESG metrics have turned into a story, showing clearly what has changed and its impact, and how you guys are going to move on from there. All right?
actually writing an essay about this?
Yes, you're writing a big article. You'll be working with the mahjong paper. Yeah. So, yeah.
People.
I've got comedians in the class.
Can we also bring food in here?
Lunch was supposed to be out.
Yeah.
Do we have any more? Maybe can we have like the tea break stuff here? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Or can we go outside and work? Because I'm hungry. I can't think without food.
I have to.
Write.
I have to check if we can. So when we start on that section, maybe we can pause the recording at that point, because I'm actually giving you all 1 hour to do that, the research part, and then after that to present it, and then we will do the wrap up. So maybe after Vivek does his 30 seconds, we pause the recording, we go grab something for lunch, and y'all can have a working lunch if you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
because then we need time for yours as well.
Means I have
They
to
are
start-
agreeable to go on till 6.
Okay. But if it's 4 hours, yours will end at 2:50. That means we have to go after beyond 6 o'clock. If for me should be 4 hours.
We'll check with you.
10:50, 11:50, 12:50, 1:50, 2:50. I start at 2:50 to 3:50, 4:50, 5:50, 6:50, up to 7.
Let me check with, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, thank you. Hi, I'm confused about the timing and the recording, because Tuan Asari said each of us needs 4 hours of recording, but then you all will edit it to 2 hours.
I will cut the part yang
Dead air.
macam waiting for 30 minutes to writing and
Aha.
stuff. I will cut accordingly lah. Tapi to fit 4 hours macam mana? So 2 speaker in 4 hours?
The one speaker 4 hours.
1 speaker 4 hours.
Because he said that the timing would show in the recording how long the recording was for.
I mean it's not in the camera, but if we upload it in the computer nampak lah for macam less than 4 hours.
Okay.
So what macam mana? You start record pukul 10.30.
10.50.
10.50. So kalau 4 jam should be
2:50.
2:50.
Yeah.
So
So I need to discuss dengan Tuan, like when my partner, she does her part, basically will end up till about 7. So is that okay? Boleh ke?
I think I should ask Encik
Yeah,
Asari.
yeah, ask Encik Asari.
Should I tell him now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're very confused about that. Okay. Thank you, Daniel.
Tak ada.
Okay, you're ready.
Nice. Let's go.
Starting now.
April 2025, gas pipeline exploded into fires and damaged the houses and vehicles of nearby residents. This caused public fear and demanded full transparent report of the investigation. The government emerged and showed transparency on the report and also helped with compensating the victims and assured to the public in future this has gained the trust. No, you don't see, you don't understand what I wrote.
Okay, we can do it again. Decipher your own handwriting first. You're on the right track, Vivek.
Do you want me to write it for you?
Okay. Hey.
Okay?
Okay.
Alright. 30 seconds starting now.
In April 2025, gas pipeline exploded into fires and damaged the houses and vehicles of nearby residents. This caused public fear and the public demanded full transparent report of the investigation. The government emerged and showed transparency on the report and also helped compensating the victims. And assured to be more transparency in future, this has gained the public's trust again on the government.
Done! Well done! You see the difference from what you did earlier? Yeah?
Yes.
Cool. Well done.
Oh,
Time to spare.
Yeah. Okay, so work on the research that I shared with you all just now. How to do the... So I started at 10:50. So for 4 hours I have to end at 2:50. Then my friend needs to start at 3.
Okay. The first thing is in terms of timing, so no issue for me. You can stay as long as you like lah.
Okay, thank you.
There's no problem. So
Okay. Kesian Daniel je, okay. Tapi nanti dia belanja makan.
no issue at all. So apa dia di Okay, what else is your concern?
I a bit confused about what we sent to HRD.
Okay.
How do they see that it's...
The thing is that what they want is that we need to actually do a 4-hour program lah. You know? That's it. And then, but in terms of the video, what needs to be sent is minimum 2 hours.
But they will be able to see the timing based on the summary and the review part. They will be able to see the timing at that part that it has been 4 hours that we've already been doing, is it?
Well, I've already put this way that we try to get as close as possible to the hours required.
Okay. All right.
And so far, the footages that we've sent has not been 4 hours. Normally it's about 3 hours or so.
Okay. So I've got another hour, 1.5 hours, because I give them 1 hour to do the next exercise, and then half an hour for the summary, the review. And then the next one is hers. I'm just concerned about our timing for lunch, because I didn't order lunch. I thought it was 2 hours, 2 hours.
There's only 4 of you. We can go to the cafe.
Cepat-cepat pergi makan sana. Okay, so
If
then...
you want really quick, then next door there is this slide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one very quick.
So the next session, if we start at around... Now is what time?
It's 1:25.
1:25. So by the time I finish, I will only finish at 3. Okay, then pergi makan cepat. Say we start at 3:45 her session. Okay.
By 7.
Boleh. Can. Thank
Yes.
you.
Daniel, thank you Daniel for.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you for
problem.
your advice.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever benda yang I cakap yang is not to the training, you edit out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Okay guys, listen, this is the plan. So my session will end by 3 o'clock. Yeah, because we've got one hour for you all to do the project and then present it quickly, and then a half an hour summary and review key takeaways and all that stuff. So till 3 o'clock. Okay, then we go for a quick lunch downstairs at 3 o'clock. Yes. He's fine with however long we'll be here, but poor Daniel, okay, so we have to give Daniel something and feed him and paying for his time. Yeah, so by that lah. So main thing is, soon as my side finish, we go down, eat. He said that nearby there's like a chap fan place or something.
It's continuous recording, is it?
So from what I understood is that even though the recording will be like kind of they will edit it, but HRD will be able to see how long the recording had gone on for. Yeah, something like that lah. So it has to have at least 4 hours lah. But yes. Okay, so to recap, so right now you're going to prepare for your final presentation. You're going to work together as a group. Okay, so basically the scenario is this: you are writing a full ESG story that is going to be included in your company's sustainability report. So it is going to describe your environmental issues, social and governance, the pressures that you had for each of these 3 pillars, what decisions were made regarding them, what was the action taken, and because of the action taken, what are the metrics that have changed, what's the impact of that to the environment, to people, or to business, okay, and what you're going to do next. Don't worry, you're doing this as a group, so I'm pretty sure Joanna has got a handle on it, and she will reiterate when you guys go out. Yes. All right, so work together as a 1 hour to do your preparation.
To deliver the report.
To present.
You will be, okay, doing it on mahjong paper. There's mahjong paper here, okay. You can kind of like rearrange the tables to make it more convenient to work. Marker pens are in that box over there. So whoever has the best handwriting, not Vivek, will be doing the writing, okay. And then you take turns presenting, all right. Any questions? Okay, so your time starts now. 2:30, you need to be ready to present. Okay, come and get your mahjong paper from here. Yes, Joanna, you look puzzled.
That's 4 hours, right?
You started at 11 or something.
I started about 11.
No,
10:50.
10:50. Okay, so if you want less time to do your project, can?
Yeah, can we? Because then
Okay.
if we start your, because you need 30 minutes for the review.
Yeah, that one, Gangga Manit, yeah.
50, so 2:20 lah. We take 50 minutes to do this assignment.
Regardless what, she needs to have her time until 2:50, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 2:50 includes the last 30 minutes. So by 2:20, we should already be finished presenting.
Correct.
Going into the review part of it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which
Yeah.
means by 2 o'clock we should. So half an hour we finish.
Yes.
Then 2 to 2:20 we present.
Yes.
Is that okay? Then you can
Yes.
do feedback.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. So you've got half an hour. What do you want? Okay. Oh, just tear it out. Yeah. Maybe tear it out. Vivek is. Okay. Oh, Daniel, can you please just get the mahjong paper for them to work on? Yeah, thank you. You can work here? Yeah, here.
Not issue, I'm talking about the issue.
Oh,
Yeah, very aligned.
Maybe let's just have a. She said a full article, you know. I don't know how to.
okay. When I say full article, please do not write paragraphs there. So you can do it a
Point.
full point, not a briefed point. Yeah.
That one is a one. Nice school. Okay, that's the issue, guys. Human rights violation. Is there a slide we can refer to for this?
Yes.
What's next? Can't think otherwise.
Then you want to do your laptop now?
Huh?
Do your laptop now.
Oh, okay.
You want to do in slide means you don't want to do in laptop, right?
No, I just want to see if she has anything for me to refer to. Visual aid, I need visual aid. So what's the problem there? The problem needs to have E, S, and G.
Okay, you want to research? A few years back there was an issue in JB that this fellow would pour the chemical from the factory to the river and then kill all the fish and then the company got shut down.
You don't need a real company also. You can
come up with your own
you
project.
can come up with your own company. You can draw on each of your experiences.
So, what kind of issue can we find where there's an environmental issue, there's a human rights issue, and it all comes back to the question of governance?
Okay, so whatever I said, right? The chemical from the factory, right? Now, that is going to pollute the river or sea or whatever. Now that's going to affect the fish. Then someone went and bought the fish, ate, and you're connecting lah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, wait. Did they die? That becomes a very serious issue.
So everything that we have gone through is actually just distilled down in these 4 points here. What's the
Yeah.
tension? What's the decision? What changed? What's the metric that moved? And why it matters.
The river or what?
Yeah.
Okay, can I say the river is connected to like you know the fish farm? So then the water will affect. Otherwise, I mean, people. I don't think fishermen go to the rivers and fish.
for the market, do they? I don't know. I don't know the world, so you need to be.
Why not? We can create our own thing. People in the land called Astamania take fish from the river nearby the factory.
What's the company's name?
Celia.
How's this?
No.
Okay, you got 20 more minutes.
Come on, you got 20. Yeah. You see, can differ cost fish death. See, something that happened, and end of the day, they actually close down the company. And yeah, there was some Chinese made company also.
Okay. Then the S part.
Hey, follow that, you know.
Yeah,
This is not the main thing.
no, it's for all three
I know,
pillars.
but she said must have all three pillars. So we're doing still the first one only. What's the tension?
Oh, later. Decision.
Not yet.
Not yet.
decision.
Tension, the issue of risk, the decision for change.
Yeah, you refer to the news, something about fish that means that. So you can get.
I already wrote that here. An ecosystem.
Yeah, how it. Right.
How difficult is that again? See, there's this everyday improvement. Auto is like nothing. Yours coming.
Water what?
This already is okay.
Contaminated. Right. This is contributing to the water supply, so affected people. Definitely required governance. Just connect the sorry. I'm eating this. This one.
It is like and then you do finish.
Oh, now it's tissue.
Now we need it.
Now that this one enough. Now the decision is there.
But this is supposed to be for the annual report of the company, right? So how? No, the problem is like so big already. No
So you
problem.
have to whittle it down. Use your 30-second skills. You've got to put it in a proper format.
You all laughed at my idea, then now you're using that.
Okay.
What is the story?
Do I still need to write it on the mahjong after this?
Up to you how you want to present
Oh, but
it.
these are just points. You need full sentences.
Yes. So you would have to have a proper introduction to your article, body and closing.
Long story. Long story. Yes.
So they have to change their directors lah with governance. Because I said your audit team was not doing their job, audit committee is not doing their no meeting minutes like you said just now, showed a lack of governance. So firstly, how are the boards executing their role? So
You may be going too much.
she needs it to be all three. It needs to be all three what?
So what's the decision lah? Same like her story lah. The head of sustainability went there and then he put the 7 thing.
What the 7 things?
So
The 7-point plan to change our safety metric.
So this is one. Yeah, I'm going to put that also. I'm going to put 10-point plan, 9-point plan.
then you need to include that.
Oh, the whole, all the points of them.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I mean, you need to still tell, right?
Yeah, you can just say the 9-point plan. You don't need to go and list that. Okay, guys, you get your points. You don't need to go down to the details.
Okay, so if I go, let me go this way then, easier, okay? Decision here.
You've got 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, y'all do something.
Yeah.
Y'all do metrics, just make up some metrics based on whatever outcomes. I can do the decision part.
So now you need to show how the metrics have changed.
So somebody just goreng something, as long as it connects, we are fine. Then I can write it on the mahjong in proper points. Okay? Because
And
I can only
follow
think and write so fast. Okay, so what is the decision? call it when they're dumping this chemical and waste disposal?
Dumping. Illegal dumping of toxic waste.
No, I want the process for where they have to do that properly. There has to be the
Waste management.
thank you. Okay, it's a review of waste management protocols. Oh yeah.
Hey, what is metrics? Am I doing the right thing?
Numbers.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Metrics is data. Numbers.
As compensation.
Another count.
Okay, I changed this 800,000 a lot. Let me put like 500,000.
Do you think $500,000 is not a lot?
It's less than 800,000. How much compensation would they have to give on this
They
video?
put this one there.
They did not say that specific amount. Can you put that whatever?
Government fine them would be under governance, right?
Yes.
Compensation say 2,000 per family.
So little. 10,000 per
Any
family.
figure doesn't matter.
So then that would be like 4.5 million. No.
It's a fictional company, so don't get lost in the jungle. Yes.
We put there 1 million also should not be question why 1 million.
Correct.
Medical fees covered. And then this is by the water and the sickness, but then the farmers. So what do they have to do for the farmers? Not only compensation. But maybe they have to do something else.
I think the social part is okay. What do you?
CSR had to support the farmers.
to be improved.
Yeah, that one is here.
Okay. Alright.
This is operational, so they have to comprehensive review and establish clear procedures for proper waste management. Okay, they have to clean up the river. Can I do that here? This is a combination of both. I don't know how they do this if it's chemicals, but they just have to do it. Okay, compensation for the farmers, plus shops or I don't know, something more.
Okay, to save time, you don't have to rewrite it in the margin paper.
Just explain it.
Just explain it. Give a one summary of the thing, and then yeah.
Government.
Wait on 3 weeks here, then settle.
Yeah, government fined the company and charged under license for mining revoked. That's quite bad for the annual report also then, right?
Not that bad lah.
Why are you worried? Should we save the company?
Then there's no annual report for the company for what
Yeah.
they're writing.
So a hefty
They shut down
fine.
the company.
A hefty fine.
In general, I put everything.
Yeah, and then
But no shutdown.
10
something
million.
something tied to the
Compensation is 10,000 per family, 450,000.
The license was suspended.
something tied to the governance of the company, the board of directors clauses. Directors need to be changed. Blah blah blah.
Oh, actually, that's one document.
Revamp of the board of directors.
What do you call it? They had to.
Dismissal.
Okay, wait. Here, comprehensive audit. This is where.
There was a failure.
Water, what?
Report from the Water Excellence Department.
Excellence.
Can I put one of the metrics is that 50% of the board members were dismissed and replaced with newer ones.
Replaced with newer ones. And another metric that we always use in ESG is that you should have a higher number of independent directors.
So put that here.
What?
I already removed this and put it here. Okay, so you can delete that. You can put the point about as a result of this comprehensive review, comprehensive audit of the board. Let's say
Meaning,
6 out of 14 board members were 8 out of 14 board members were dismissed and fined personally,
MECC is looking into them.
and MECC is looking into them. The 8 of them are the ones who are on the committee, the sustainability committee, okay? And then, what was the other thing? And replaced with newer,
Independent directors.
replaced with, so there's majority independent directors. Okay.
Yes.
Replaced with independent directors. So there's a,
Check and balance.
with 8 out of 14.
It's okay, we finished it already. No need to think so much. This defines everything.
Yes.
Check and balance, no, but you need to add metrics, so you need a percentage of how many percent independent.
No.
No.
So the key of today's session is turning this data into meaning. So you have your metrics as in you know what moved. So you just tell in simple language that yes. You just tell in simple language that now because of this, majority of the directors are independent directors. That's it.
This is the best, nicest way of management.
Good for you. You want to take a photo?
Maximum, I try. Somehow everything will be like that.
prevent future
My father lah.
across the states.
What is pending now?
That's it.
This one you understand, right?
Yeah. Water Excellence Department.
You got 3 more minutes to close up any loops. What's next?
Future.
Photo lab.
Continued reviews.
Monitoring.
Long-term prevention of pollution.
Investment in technology.
To ensure what?
Long-term.
On waste management.
Yeah.
Investment in technology on waste management.
Long-term prevention from future incidents.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
You need a big one. Commitment to ESG.
Supposedly it's already there. Right?
No, it wasn't there. That's why this shit happened.
Yeah.
Sure. She said that today on my empty stomach.
Comms people are very used to working on empty stomachs
Yep.
and zero sleep.
Stomach's full of coffee only. Okay, done.
Okay.
Right on time.
Okay, cool. So now, who is your spokesperson?
Who else? What was that?
I was the writer.
I've got bad news for y'all. Each of you needs to present. So I leave it among yourselves how you want to divide the presentation. Because the scenario is that there is a press conference. And y'all are part of the corporate affairs and communications team.
I'm happy to take the meaning and future. Anything like that.
How do I connect all this? You wrote all this in your mind.
Joe, you do the starting and the closing.
Okay, I'll do the starting then.
You set the scene and close it up. Okay.
Wait, then which one is in between this one?
You take this and I write the other one.
Why don't you take the one that you wrote? He helped me with the decision, so he do the decision, huh?
Okay.
Okay, so you're ready to start?
Alright, go.
And then the meaning, everybody chime in.
Okay.
Alright. Am I doing this as an article or press conference now?
You have just published this in your sustainability report, and the reporters are there. So you're basically reiterating what's already in your sustainability report.
Okay. So in December 2023, Celia Berhad saw and I don't know, I'm trying to think of big words now.
It's okay. Keep it simple.
Okay.
Keep it simple, easy terms.
The biggest crisis in the history of our company, which stemmed from chemicals from our factory contaminating a nearby river due to improper waste management. This led to not only the death of the fish and seafood life, sea life, water creatures within the ecosystem from the pollution of the ecosystem. It also affected the plants around the river source,
Additionally, the river was also connected to a fish farm. So the connection to the fish farm led to pollution of the water source, and all the fish in the farm died, which is an estimated of 700,000 fish for the week that affected the livelihood of the fish farmers in that area, and all their seafood sources for the community of over 450,000 people. Unfortunately, the farmers had already sold some of the fish that were affected by the contamination from the river, and this led to some people within that community getting sick from eating the fish from the farm, resulting in severe intolerable rashes and continuous vomiting for 1 week. About 20,000 people were hospitalized during that week, which also led to a burden on the only hospital within that region, within that district. On a bigger scale, about nearly 500,000 people were affected as their water supply was polluted, and they saw water cuts due to inconveniences from the pollution as well as the measures to clean up the river. Later, a review and investigation into the situation, which involved government and state authorities as well, found that the contamination and dumping was the result of a serious lack of governance in operations and management by the board of directors and senior management. The investigation also found that there were no records of committee meetings, of the sustainability committee meetings, nor clear procedures for waste management by the operations division. They also found inconsistencies in the audit records of the board and their committees as well. So this put our company in a very difficult position, where everything that we've ever done was come into question, despite our 20 years of legacy and history in operating in this region. Therefore, we sought to take some steps and measures.
Some steps and measures have been done for the comprehensive review of the waste management for the protocol and procedures, and also to establish a proper operational waste management for the company. Compensation of 10,000 ringgit has been distributed among the affected family, and coverage of medical fees. Compensation for farmers also have been contributed from the
along with
to support the jobs and the essential goods and essential needs. The hefty government has lended the company a hefty fine of 1 million and charged under Section 42A, Comprehensive Audit, Board of Directors and Committees, and Board Effectiveness Evaluation. For future...
No, it's metrics. The company was also forced to take responsibility for the cleanup of the river in order to restore it to its state. And the audit of the board and the committees found that there was a serious lack of governance and called into question the role of several board members and their effectiveness within their roles.
The Water Excellence Department made a water pollution test on the river water. The supposed to be percentage should be 23%, but unfortunately due to the chemical filling from our factory has caused the number to rise up to 66.7%, which is way higher than the actual number it should be. Therefore, after doing a board revamp, the directors had come up with a decision on
compulsory comprehensive.
Result of the comprehensive audit of the board, 8 out of 14 board members were dismissed and replaced with independent directors, so we could have a check and balance accordingly without any biasness. It is right.
The company was, all the dismissed board directors were also fined by the Securities Commission of Malaysia for their lack of execution of their due diligence, of their fiduciary duties. Since all the decisions and the action that has been taken, the company, we have seen that despite the grave disservice we did to the communities around us, we have been able to build trust with them in order to correct the negative perception from this crisis. We also, the action taken with regards to the boards, dismissal of the board members and appointment of independent directors, as well as comprehensive reviews of our waste management protocols and sharing that diligently and regularly, sharing these updates with the community around us, has been able to help us to build trust with those communities, rebuild that trust so that they trust us to operate in this area, as well as trust with the government that we are taking this matter very seriously, have taken this matter very seriously, and the steps necessary to address it, and the criticality of ensuring effective governance, checks and balances at the board level and across our entire company. And it has really reinforced and reiterated the responsibility that we as a company hold in ensuring that our operations are run in a manner that does not negatively impact society, but rather serves it positively. Moving forward, we are committed to ensuring continued reviews and monitoring of our operations and procedures, especially in the waste management area, but also all other areas of our mining work. We are also investing heavily in tech and talent to ensure that we are compliant in all areas, including waste management, so that our operations does not negatively impact the environment and the society around us. And we continue to uphold, no, not continue, but we are now taking our commitment to ESG seriously and strive to do better to achieve higher standards. Whew.
Well done. Seriously. Seriously.
That was hard. Okay, feedback now. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work. High five.
High five. Your team point. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I am really surprised with what you've done. Seriously. Because when I was thinking about this final exercise to tie everything together, I was not sure whether this was going to be too big. But the three of you worked well together. I think you have different talents.
Teamwork
Makes the dream work. And I like how you have systematically used the framework to approach each pillar and then tie it all together. So well done. You have actually completed your first ESG story. So the fact that you're able to verbally articulate this, so when you translate this into, take a seat, sit. To translate this into actually written form, it would actually be so much easier. Yeah? So we are almost done. Yeah. We've just got one bit more to.
Actually, that template and formats.
Yeah, you can actually use that for anything.
Yeah.
To give what you want.
Now I gotta think about how I do my press releases.
Okay, so I want you guys to critique yourselves. Okay? So, did you clearly articulate the issue?
You made it up already.
Okay, I agree. Okay, the issue was very clear. There was a boo-boo in the company, fish died, other fish died, sea life died, farmers affected, people got sick. And also the sea creatures. Okay? Yeah, so the issue is clear. Did the metrics support the story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it did. I mean, if we had more time, I'm sure we could have added more metrics.
Yeah. So I mean, ideally, if possible, we would have had 1 hour, but circumstances.
Fulfill the criteria.
Yes, correct. You guys work smart, so that's good. Now, if this story came out in the press, say a journalist wrote out what at the press conference and taken excerpts from your sustainability report, would this be a story that you would trust, or would you go like, oh, they're greenwashing, this is...
All the details, the data,
I feel there's,
incidents, what is going to happen, what they're going to do,
yeah, and then the level of ownership and accountability, I
what
suppose.
they are
To
facing.
not,
Ting, 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 ting!
to
So you
not
hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Because for an ESG story to really work is that part of showing that accountability. You may not have cleared all the problems up right now, but you show your commitment and you show that you are making progress. You know that it's a long way to go, as how you highlighted. There's going to be investment in waste management technology, but you are on the path. So as you follow up, you've got a structure and points, data points, to follow up in future ESG stories. So well done. Okay. So some short key takeaways. Start with tension, which is pressure. Okay, not targets, which is future. The metrics support the stories. I know that it's very, very tempting to put a lot of data and numbers. I saw somebody there dividing the percentage of it. Remember, this is different. This is different. Especially if you come from a comms background, you're writing press releases, you have that tendency to go into detail. But writing for ESG is a flip. You're writing to show meaning and in everyday language. Okay? And progress beats perfection, as how you've also explained there. Right? So I think you guys got the key takeaways for this, which is I'm very happy with that. So we are going to go into the final part, which is the summary and review. And I'm going to be the student now, and you are going to, in half an hour, or less than that, share with me what you have learned today. So Darren, can you walk us through the ESG storytelling framework?
Basically what I...
Come out here. Yep. What is the steps in the framework?
Steps of the framework is to get the topic first, attention, and then the decision of what is going to happen, like a proper process, and then to say what will be the implementation and execution, what is going to be done on those 5 steps that you showed previously. So, and then what is the data that supports that words in very simple words, and to have supporting information that has credibility to carry the story forward. Alright?
Any questions for Darren? Agree with him? Okay, cool. Joanna, can you come up and share what you have learned on how to analyze what is a good ESG story and what is a bad ESG story?
Okay, I guess my biggest sort of takeaway
as you say, it's about clarity and credibility there. But I also feel that it's not just about the numbers, it's how you interpret it. I think that's what this framework, for me, it makes sense in that way, because a lot of times we focus a lot on the numbers, especially corporate side. But if the point of it is really, it's not just to tell people here's the numbers, it's what does it mean? How do you interpret it as impact and outcomes? Which I think is interesting because it's not just ESG centric, it can be applied anywhere else. So yeah, for me, focusing on the context, the action taken, the evidence of the action taken, the impact, and then what's the last one, the future, I suppose, and moving forward, I think it's a very good framework, very comprehensive. We'll definitely use it.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Any questions for Joanna? Yes? No?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Joanna. Vivek. Can you share with us your experience, the good and the bad, in being able to articulate a full ESG story orally within 30 seconds? What did you learn from that whole exercise?
Overall takeaway, and I'll link to your question. So basically what I understand is, how do you actually convey to the people through storytelling? So you need to make sure everything is there, but not like too much or too little. Just find the balance, give the information, right, whatever that is required. The like you said, the risk, what's the tension, what happened, why, what we have done, what it changed, and what's the result. You know, when it's connect with supporting facts, not like whatever data that she's trying to pull, like divide this much and that much and everything. Just enough data to make the people understand in a storytelling way. You know, in a storytelling way, will actually get the message conveyed. This is how I saw how, and it's not only in ESG, you can do it in every other industry as well.
Okay.
This is how I see it.
So has it personally helped you?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Good to know. So thank you. So to sum it all up in just one sentence, ESG storytelling is about clarity and credibility. So just be clear in what you're sharing and have the metrics back up for your credibility. Okay? Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your participation. And before you leave here today, you'll be given feedback forms. I hope you will give an honest feedback for today's session so that we can improve on our module. And thank you, and I hope this will help you in whatever that you do. If you need to contact me for anything, my contact details are over there, my email and my phone number. So thank you, everybody. And here are the assessment forms. Okay, put your name, the name of the course, ESG, Storytelling for ESG, duration of the course, which is 4 hours, my name and training provider. You can put you can leave that blank for the moment. Yeah.
ESG storytelling.
Storytelling for ESG.
Training provider.
You can leave that blank for now.
Can I see the learning outcomes?
Sure. Thank you. And when you're done, let's get together for a photo.